Hello there and welcome to the new channel.
Here to help you see
The new you.
My name is Carmine Ortega.
Dennis Calamba.
This is Nato Agbayani.
My name is Juan Lu.
I'm Chino.
I'm Trisha.
This is Apple Manansada.
This is Attorney Carlo Ibanez.
This is Attorney Sheila Santiago.
This is Angie.
This is Argamid.
My name is Dante Salama.
This is Jesse Francis Rebostillo.
I'm Dania Cunha.
Mon Mendoza.
I am Mapet Erhino.
I'm Leo Bryan.
Mike.
Nice for beer.
Sir Al Ian Barcelona.
Marvin Salazar. This is Sunny Haldon.
Heidi Lumainos.
This is Ivan Jude.
Patrick Geronimo.
Alan Perez.
My name is Erwin Ursua.
Mine is Bob.
My name is Lloyd Luna and this is
Future.
The Talk.
Family Business.
The Puppet Stories.
After Shift.
PNC Town Hall.
YOLO.
Marketplace.
The Home Buyer.
HR Hotline.
Danny Art Show.
Healthline.
Foreign Affairs.
COVID Stories.
Awesome Day Show.
Thank you.
Money and More.
Cybernext.
Women at Work.
Win Within.
Port Project.
The Big Picture.
Sometimes life lets you down and you feel that you are done. You just want a morning run because the fun is all gone. But sometimes life makes you proud when you look far and wide, when you leave the pain behind and see the brighter side. TNC gives you inspiration. TNC reignites your passion. TNC starts your transformation. TNC helps you see the new you. Sometimes life makes you blind and you choose something bad. You just wanna cry and hide and save your face from the crowd. But sometimes life makes you see the beauty in you and me. When you look up above, there is God and there is love. TNC gives you inspiration. TNC reignites your passion. TNC starts your transformation. TNC helps you see the new. We're here to help you see the newness of life. We're here to help you feel your hope is so real. You got the power to see. We'll help you see the new you. TNC gives you inspiration. TNC reignites your passion. TNC starts your transformation. TNC helps you see the new you.
The new channel. The new channel. The views, opinions, and insights expressed in the following show are those of the hosts, producers, guests, and viewers. They do not necessarily reflect the position of the channel. Viewer discretion is advised.
Hello there and welcome to the new channel. We are here to help you see the new you. My name is Lloyd Luna and this is The Big Picture. Hello, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, Luzon, Visayas, and Mindanao, wherever you're watching from around the world. Good evening to you all. It's the 6th day of January, the new year 2021, and we are glad that you're here to join our discussion for tonight. Another inspirational episode for you and for me. This is our 6th episode, the 3rd episode of our season 10 of The Big Picture. So if you're watching us live right now, please do share our live stream link. You can also organize your own watch party and share the same link to your social media groups. You can also watch us on youtube.com/TNCNow. And if you're going to watch us and comment on youtube.com/TNCNow, you can have an opportunity to get a gift courtesy of Unisol and TNC. For the item, please watch the clip. That's washable face mask, courtesy of Unisol and TNC. If you're living within Metro Manila at kayo pang mapalad na napili naming manonood, definitely you are going to have that item and delivery is on us. So please do share our live stream link. Invite your friends, family members, and associates to watch the show for tonight. Before I call in our guests and introduce our guests for tonight, again, this is an inspirational story, by the way. Let me read some headlines from the country's oldest running English newspaper, the Manila Times. Duterte stops PhilHealth hike. Discussions on ABS-CBN franchise bill pushed. 1 in 4 Metro Manila residents willing to get vaccine. Congress warned, leave PSG alone. Medical scholarship law signed. Allow LGUs to procure COVID vaccine according to UALP. And inflation rises to nearly 2-year high in December. Headlines presented to you by the Manila Times. For more news and information, please go to manilatimes.net or download their application at digitaledition.manilatimes.net. Now, I am excited to have our guest for tonight. So without further ado, please do watch the clip for you to know her a bit more.
Sherill Ramos Quintana is the founder and president of Oryspa Spa Solutions Incorporated. Oryspa is the #1 maker of 100% natural rice brand-based health and beauty products in the Philippines. It won the Most Promising Franchise at the 2015 Franchise Excellence Awards and the ASEAN Business Awards for Excellence in Healthcare at the ASEAN Business Summit at Vientiane, Laos last September 5, 2016. Sherill is a sociology graduate of the University of the Philippines, Los Baños. She finished her Certified Franchise Executive course, a mini MBA in franchising at the Asian Institute of Management. She is also a trained Gallup USA Strengths Coach. In March of this year, Sherill was named ASEAN Woman Entrepreneur in Hanoi, Vietnam. She was also cited as one of the most inspiring Filipina of 2016 and is part of the book 55 Inspiring Stories of Women Entrepreneurs by Go Negosyo. Participating as a policy dialogue contributor in the World Trade Organization's Report 2016 on leveling platforms for SMEs. In May 2016 at Geneva, Switzerland, she was invited again by WTO as speaker last September 27 at the WTO book launch, public forum, and debate at its headquarters. Currently, Sherill is a member of the board of directors of the Philippine Franchise Association. Aside from being a multi-awarded entrepreneur, She is a passionate mentor and professional speaker on the topics of entrepreneurship, branding, franchising, and strengths-based coaching. She recently launched her book, A Small Entrepreneur's Journey: How to Start, Survive, and Succeed. Above all, Sherill is a true blue mom, taking care of 4 wonderful children with her husband Jingle in their home in Laguna.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm very proud to be called her friend, Sherill Quintana, certified franchise executive. Hello, Sherill. Thank you so much for coming to the big picture. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Lloyd. Happy New Year. It's so wonderful to see you once again, albeit virtually, but we've been friends for a couple of years already.
Yeah, and the last time we saw each other, I think it's a decade or so. I don't know. Maybe not.
Yeah, it was just starting. The business was just starting. I mean, Oryspa has just started when you guested me in your show then, a couple of years back. And yeah, the rest is history.
Let's put it at that.
The past years.
Yeah, a couple of years. I'm not saying it's a decade or so. Parang masyadong mahaba yung a decade or so. Okay, tell me something about how you are doing right now, because 2020 is such a crazy year, if I may say that. How have you been? I mean, how was your 2020 looking like back then?
Well, of course, like many other Filipino entrepreneurs, everything was expectedly very difficult. No, but at the onstart, we don't know what's going to happen in the couple of months that after March, because when it was declared, the quarantine, the first quarantine was declared, we don't know how it will last, no, how long it will last, and then what we did actually is to go back to our crisis management plan at the office, because when the declaration of lockdown in March 16, the weekend before that, we called everybody to go to office, and we already prepared and reassured everybody that they still have a job, even if it's lockdown. So we had to stop operations, like for I think 3 weeks, and then we started already shifting majority of our sales online. The good thing is, when we were already doing our planning a year before that, in 2019, in our CMP, in our crisis management plan, part of it was to actually shift also a lot of our operations on sales from brick to mortar to online. So we were even prepared. We had a huge delivery, huge amount of delivery of we call that a shipping box now, where our products, say we are retail, we're not the service sector business. So where we can put the products, and then it will be like a gift for the customers when they receive it at home. So when the lockdown happened and everyone was shifting to online buying, probably the shock was just about 2 weeks or 3 weeks, and then afterwards people start looking for it already. As I was always telling other entrepreneurs, because after a couple of years, like 2020 is my 20th year as entrepreneur, because before Oryspa, yes, I started when I was a toddler.
I mean, what a great way to celebrate your 20th year. I mean,
correct.
Such a challenging. But what was the first thing that came into your mind? I mean, it all came to us all as a shock, right? Like,
correct.
No one is really prepared for the situation. What was the first thing that you were thinking at the time?
Well, I was preparing myself to be all eyes open, wide open, and all ears, and listening from the ground, because I know that that crisis will help us learn more to cope, because all crisis naman will not last forever. So afterwards, you have to cope to another situation. So I don't know, Lloyd, I don't want to sound cliche, but at last year was, a lot of learnings, a lot of reckonings, and a lot of it's probably a test of if you've learned enough of your 20 years in doing business. So majority, generally, we were all calm, and everybody was talking. I was listening to your program last night, I think, about mindset, and it really helps a lot for entrepreneurs to think or to have a mindset of abundance rather than in scarcity. So you don't have to have a knee-jerk reaction to crisis. You have to be calm. You have to be purposive on what your people will have to do next, because at the onset, all of our people are of course stay at home, right? So in March and then April, we will already releasing their advance salaries and their 30th month pay during those months, so that they're reassured that they still have, they can still stay home. And then one by one, like our production started operating about I think end of April, and then our stores by June. So yeah, pretty much a lot of learnings, and I ended the year very grateful that we've made it. We're all alive in the office by the end of 2020. What a blessing! No one got sick, and in fact, we had we have two employees who gave birth during the pandemic time. And I even launched the Yes the Filipino brand book in June.
See, I mean, COVID, with or without COVID, I mean, entrepreneurs can really last. I mean, for as long as they stick with what they know, what they have learned, and really apply it. But let's talk about Oryspa as a brand. This has grown over the years. What was the inspiration prior to getting into this business and naming the brand as Oryspa?
Yeah, so I was sharing. I'm into manufacturing business for the last 20 years. So we're manufacturing aromatherapy candles and aromatherapy products. And then we were supplying also spas around the country. We're supposed to join a California gift show in 2008. And we were being assisted by the government through Department of Trade and Industry programs. And they were telling me that might as well we produce VCO products. So during that time, like 2008, everybody was into VCO. And so because we're into plant-based products, we're supplying spas already, they told us we come up with VCO-based products. But as I've seen, when you enter a market and you're not the pioneer, there are already players in the market, of course, that's going to be a red ocean. And you won't be able to have a good proposition when you enter the market. So I was thinking of a plant-based raw material that we can use for aromatherapy, and that's how I stumbled upon rice bran, or locally known as darak. So when we introduced that, and we knew after presenting it to DTI, the OST, they told us, "Oh, you're the first one doing it." It was surprising because Philippines is a rice-producing country, right? So
yeah, I
that's
mean,
our
it is. But all they do with the rice is take it in. So
eat. But the byproduct, the one is the one that yung outer part, it's either being used to feed hogs, yung bran siya, hindi yung hull, and or thrown away kasi there's no industry aside from animal feeds that uses that. So that's when our R&D, and I'm very dedicated to that over the past years. That's my passion. That's my first love, R&D and manufacturing. So we came up with rice bran-based spa products. And we introduced it to the market in 2010. And since it's a pioneering product, we shifted also how we were selling. Because before, I don't know if when we met, we were actually into exporting at that time. So
well, your packaging was great at the time. So I suppose whether you are already there or already in the process of getting there in the export, but it was great. I mean, the packaging was already great at the time.
Yeah, so it's somehow like a reverse journey. We started manufacturing and then exporting. So we're part of PhilExport also for a couple of years back then before Oryspa. And then so when I started Oryspa, I said we had to lead the market in this category, or we have to introduce it to the market rather than just supply it to our resellers or our or others who will build up the brand. So we need to build up the brand. So the different strategy. So basically, everything was on the branding, and then retail, and then franchising. That's how we grew from one to another step.
Yep. Okay.
Yeah.
I have a curious question though. Why is it like reverse from global to local? But before you answer that, I'm going to pause for a short commercial. But that's the question. Why is it that you had to start global and then penetrating the local market? So don't go away, ladies and gentlemen, because the big picture on TNC will be right back. Please stay on our stream. Welcome back to the show. You're still watching The Big Picture on the new channel. Before I call in back to the studio our guest again for tonight, please do watch our other inspirational shows on TNC. The Big Picture shares inspiring stories of notable personalities Mondays through Fridays at 7 p.m. Human Resources Management on HR Hotline Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays at 12 noon. The Family Business is Everyone's Business, Saturdays, 4 p.m. Life, Business, and Success Stories on the Fourth Project, Saturday, 6 p.m. Dubai, 10 p.m. Philippine time. Beauty Beyond What Your Eyes Can See, Usapang Beauty, Saturdays at 5:30 p.m. Time to hear positive stories from those who recovered, COVID stories, Saturdays at 10:30 a.m. Life Purpose and Turnaround Stories, U-Turn, Mondays and Thursdays at 10:30 a.m. Build and Own a Property, The Home Buyer, Mondays and Thursdays at 4 p.m. Laugh and Learn from Puppetry Arts Around the World, The Puppet Stories, Mondays at 5:30 p.m. Magbenta, bumili at tumulong dahil bukas na ang TNC Marketplace, an online night bazaar. That's Thursdays and Fridays at 10 p.m. Know Your Rights and the Basic Law, YOLO, Thursdays at 8:30 p.m. Learn About Money and More, Tuesdays, 8:30 p.m. Philippine time and 5:30 a.m. California, USA. Two leaders in one platform. TNC The Talk, Mondays at 12 noon. Chill and Booze, After Shift, Wednesdays and Fridays at 8:30 p.m. Strategize and Win in Life through Win Within, Saturdays at 8:30 p.m. Dream, Achieve, Nurture, and Inspire. Watch Danny Art Show, Fridays, 5:30 p.m. Learn Together Across Borders, Foreign Affairs, Tuesdays at 10:30 a.m. Because health is wealth. Healthline Wednesdays at 4 p.m. Celebrate Women at Work 9 a.m. Saturdays. Always have an awesome day. Mondays 2:30 p.m. Cybernex empowers people and organizations to be secure in a digital world. Wednesdays 12 noon. Know the emerging technology shaping our future. TechU Fridays 2:30 p.m. Learn and know more about market leaders on Tuesdays and Saturdays at 5:30 p.m. Have a well home so that you can have a well life. Tuesdays and Saturdays at 2:30 p.m. More about coping and coupling, couple goals, Wednesdays at 5:30 p.m. Catch also our other TNC regional shows such as One Day, a live storytelling alternates with TNC Town Hall, co-hosted by yours truly and Apple Manansala, a show where we talk to you, our valued audience. More upcoming TNC shows, including the one that we launched last night, Mental Shift with Michelle Moraz, live streaming live from Colorado. That will truly, truly inspire you. Please follow our channel on Facebook and YouTube and let us help you hashtag See the New You. Back to the studio is Sherill Quintana, multi-awarded, remarkable, amazing woman behind Oryspa. Sherill, thank you so much again for coming to the big picture. Why is it that you had to go out before you make it big here in the local market?
Okay, that's a very good question. So the big picture actually, Lloyd, about a lot of our entrepreneurs in the country are always looking forward to export their products. And rather than having a foothold, a following in the country. So everyone's dream is to be able to export their products outside the country. And like any other micro and small entrepreneur at the time, of course, we're manufacturing. We ended up toll manufacturing for other brands. So we don't have a particular brand that we develop, but we are manufacturing those products for them. And we were even exporting to Macy's New York in 2002, about that time. So that's how we ended up. But when I had Oryspa or rice brand-based spa products, I told myself that because I saw also from the others, not from their journeys, even how huge exporters were able to build themselves, their companies, but they don't have a following nationally. Filipinos don't know about their products, or Filipinos don't even enjoy their products. When they go to the show, they can't even buy the products because most of them are samples for overseas selling. So very, very sad. And so I told myself, this is a different strategy altogether that we will be applying. And that's how when we built up Oryspa as a local brand, and then that's after having been present from Luzon, Visayas, Mindanao, and then that's the time we exported it in 2014 in Singapore. So in fact, Lloyd, when we were building up the brand, one of our consultants, he's a Singaporean, and he was telling me, Sherill, if you want to build Oryspa as an Asian brand, you have to remove the word Filipino in your vision, being known as a Filipino brand. And so I asked why, and he told me, because it's so difficult. Philippines is not known for wellness products, which is true. And I'm bound, of course, either to lose my investment in getting him as my consultant, or I stick with my my passion. And so I talked to him the following day.
Just to make you feel good, I'm going to make the same decision as yours. So
yeah. So that was a momentous decision for me.
Yeah, but I think that made sense because as far as I know about the Potato Corner brand, when they introduced it in the US market, there was no Filipino somewhere there. It's just, this is a Potato Corner brand. So to make it really global appealing, especially if the Philippines is not a potato country as well, right?
Right.
But they made it somewhere there outside. And also, pag sinabi nating beauty, malamang Korean yan di ba? Yung mga beauty and wellness, di ba?
Japan, actually, for wellness, Japan or Thailand. Kasi I started with wellness products, more of stress relievers rather than beauty products. So I did not, Oryspa did not start with beauty products, but or facial care, but started with inner wellness, relaxation. That's the core. We were right.
The inspiration still came from you supplying some products to yung mga salon, mga spa.
Correct. Kita mo, because you're an entrep, alam mo kung paano yung evolution, no? I did not stop with my manufacturing and my supply end. So that's the bread and butter. So that's where we are, getting the funds to build the brand. Because I know for a fact that before you're able to build a brand, it's an evolution. It's not a parang 1 year okay na, or overnight okay na tayo. You just invest one time, big time, but that's not the case. So while we were building up Oryspa, it was adopted by the manufacturing company first, and then in 2010 we started doing retail in SM, and then 2011 I started franchising. That's how we grew dramatically. In 2 years, we were able to grow from 1 to over 30 stores in the country. 2011. So by 2014, I went back to meet my consultant, and I told him I was registering the company in Singapore, and he was telling me also that I was not believing at the time that we were talking a couple of years back. And so I told him, yeah, I can see it from your eyes at the time. That's why I did not sleep and really, hell bent in building the brand in the Philippines first before going out. So parang it's doing the right thing. You were right in mentioning earlier, because that is understandable. A lot of Filipino brands are not shy, but actually it's counter strategic kasi if you already tell people na Filipino.
And I think because of that judgment, I guess, just try to work around it. The idea of your brand being judged because it comes from a country, especially hindi yun yung kanyang talagang expertise nga. Parang ganun yung expert product niya. Sige.
Correct.
I'm going to another short commercial, and then when we come back, I would like to pick your mind, the lessons that you have learned in 2020, and what are the things that we can do moving forward, because 2021 is basically, maybe the start of recovery. I mean, little by little, because we're trying to get back to our normal lives. So don't go away, ladies and gentlemen, because the big picture on TNC will be right back. Please stay on our stream. Welcome back. Thank you so much for staying in. I'm your host, Lloyd Luna, and this is The Big Picture. Before I call in back to the studio again, our guests for tonight, please do watch our other shows on TNC, especially on a Wednesday Wednesday. So Cybernext 12 p.m., Healthline 4 p.m., Couple Goals 5:30 p.m. Of course, my show. And after these, the big picture, you can have a booze night after shift with Gino and Trisha. And I'm also inviting you to the launch of my latest book, the 17th book, Transformed: How to Win in a Game of Change. It will happen on Thursdays, January 21, 2021, 1 to 4 p.m. via Zoom. The number to text if you want to join the book launch, and the Transformation Summit is there on your screen. So let's bring back Sherill again. Okay, final stretch of the show. 2020 is a challenging year. We all know that. What have you learned? The things that really resonated with you, and things that are so remarkable that you don't want to not be able to share it to people. Because ako meron akong story that became a book. Yung book na ilo-launch ko sa 21. Basically, it's just the story of TNC and me being part of the Philippine Air Force Reserve Command. So in your particular case, what are those learnings, the big lessons of 2020?
Well, 2020 has been much busier actually for me, because I also is part of the leadership of the Philippine Franchise Association. And so we're also very busy because we're not thinking of our own companies at the time, but also rallying support for other companies, part of the organization, our members, and a lot of efforts also to reach out to other entrepreneurs who are looking forward to get mentorship. Because for the couple of years now, Lloyd, I've been doing a lot of mentorship programs for a lot of micro and small entrepreneurs. And my greatest lesson is this: even this applies even before pandemic, or at all times. People look at you when you're successful already, and they see the results. Now, people always applaud the results. You're successful, but and then people will probably judge you that you're lucky, or reasons that are not particularly looking at your efforts. And people get surprised that 2020 is my 20th year as an entrepreneur, because they thought my journey only started during Oryspa. But people see results. They miss to see the efforts, no, the grit, the tenacity to our commitment, no, to really be to excel in our businesses. So what I'm telling everyone is that you just move forward, and as much as possible, if you're actually standing still right now, your business are still doing striving, even not thriving yet, or going back to pre-pandemic levels, but I still congratulate you. And my learning is this: a lot of there's a debate between a lot of people in telling that Filipinos are resilient, and they say it's counterproductive for us to call each other resilience or resilient people. But that character actually is it's not an empty word. We actually are resilient because we group together. In 2020, we see a lot of we stay at home, we take care of our families, but we also want to take care of our immediate communities. That lockdown that prevented us to go shopping, for example, or to go out of our towns or our barangays, actually made us a greater sense of our locality. And that made me excited also, because yung advocacy ko na Yes, the Filipino brand can, is actually born out of my experience that even if I exported my brand outside, it's going to be very difficult if we don't group together, and if you don't rally support for one another. And it's going to be a lot easier because it's a national branding that really matters. It's not, it's not our your journey is not apart from mine, so really have to take care of one another.
I like the idea of resiliency being a community effort, a team effort, an organizational effort. Kasi nga, baka ang nakikita lang guys yung resiliency bilang ikaw nakaka-survive ka on your feet alone without realizing that it takes a village, a community to really be resilient. So yun ang sinasabi natin na parang hindi siya one man team, no? Which is good. I mean, and we are known as a race to be that, no? Talagang magkakasama yung ating sense of belonging. And I don't know, because you're president of the Philippine Franchise Association. 2020 ba yung presidency mo or 2019?
Yes, 2020 is the first year.
Wow.
So we just had an outtaking in the first week of March.
Amazing. You're prepared to lead the Philippine Franchise Association in a traditional way of just, many presidents led it that way. And then March 15 said, okay, this is virtual. And that's where I think you really nail it in terms of community building. Yung sinasabi mo nga na parang dalawa yung role mo ngayon, yung role mo dun sa mismong company mo. At the same time, your role doon sa business community. And when I heard about you mentoring startup businesses, I think talagang napakaganda nun. At kumbaga parang na-highlight kung sino ka bilang entrepreneur because you started there from the ground up. So alam mo yung mga pangangailangan ng mga mini-mentor mo.
Correct.
Diba? Sabi ni Joby, good evening daw, Sir Lloyd. Good evening. Good evening, Joby. Ayan, kasama natin sa Go Negosyo, CJ. Hi, President Sherill. Oo.
Yeah, Joby is part of PFA. Good friend of Yeah.
Naka-season break yung kanyang usapang beauty.
Yes, nakapanood ako once in a while noon. Yeah, correct, Lloyd. And lastly, siguro ang learning ko is that I want to, if I can share this to our viewers, no, a lot of people are thinking, no, if you're an entrepreneur or a business person, profit comes first. Of course, we cannot survive without profit, without revenues, but and now that after as the year end, we sat down also and review, with my team, and we're very happy because a lot of we were strengthened, sort of as a team that we look forward to 2021. And I have 5 P's for surviving and thriving. So first pala, before anything else, you really have to be focused on your purpose. What's your purpose as an entrepreneur? And then second is that what I've learned last year is that to really take care of your people, your immediate team, so that because you will not be able to achieve anything alone. So you build your organization, you take care of your people. With that alone, you can help the country already by taking care of your people. Third P is taking care of the planet, our environment. We're not in a bubble. So we're interconnected with the rest of the world. So we have to take care of the third P, which is planet. And then lastly, which we realized last year is that before you become successful, you have to be a problem solver. As an entrepreneur, you have to innovate. You have to embrace innovations so that you can cope. And then with answering all of those 4 P's, then comes profit. So profit, that's first.
This is another book or nanggaling siya sa book mo na? Itong 4 na P's na ito?
Hindi. Sa sa planning lang namin. When we were, I'm just sharing to others kasi that's our realization. So the others, a purpose, taking care of your people, is we already all know all of those, diba? Pero what really also made us survive last year was our problem-solving skills as entrepreneur. You have to be.
And I'm curious, what was the strategy? I mean, immediate strategy that really had an effect on your brand. Kasi may mga pull-out yan, di ba? When the malls closed and many other establishments. How did you survive that?
Okay, so realistically or parang pragmatically speaking, no. So we closed by March, mid-March. And then by first week of April, we already are into our online platforms. And the tricky part is we are not in Metro Manila. Our office is in Laguna. and there's no available logistics, third-party logistics that are available to help us out, reach our customers. So kasi concentrated sila sa Metro Manila. So what we did is to hire a rider dedicated for us to service lahat ng kayang abutin ng motor muna.
Oh.
And then we were able to, tapos we started a community online here in the province. Una muna, dito lang muna dapat sa town para malaman namin yung mga customers namin immediate. And then, pragmatically also on the ground, nung nagpapasok na ako ng staff sa office, we had to check all of our inventories and then the inventories sa stores because we had to pull that out. You're correct. And no production yet for no production for all the products, but we had to push which of the products that are available on hand. And then we went reaching out each and every customer. The good thing kasi, that's what I was telling our team. See, because we're prepared, we have a list of our customers. We're talking to them. We have like a guest list. Then we have a store card. So we know.
Sherill, di ba? Mauubos yan I mean, nasa loob ka ng bahay, mauubos yung supply mo nung, I mean, may pandemic pero kailangan maganda ka pa din. Di ba? Pwedeng maganda at healthy ka pa din dapat, di ba?
And they were calling us out kasi they already wanted to buy they were buying all the pain and stress relievers, so meditation balm for relaxation, and then they were buying the chili oil for
I can imagine that kasi stress na yung mga tao.
Correct.
So kailangan nila.
Correct. And then what was very important for us at the time, it was also a silver lining because our marketing team used to hire a third-party social media strategist. So there's a third-party team that is answering all of our queries online, not our in-house. But during the pandemic, we had to do our activation of our marketing in-house. So everybody was online kasi they cannot go to the office, diba? So they had all the time to answer all the queries. So our customers were very happy giving us feedback na, wow, the response rate is high, and then our deliveries, like we can do same-day delivery if kaya siya ng rider. So yeah, that was the most important thing for us was customers' positive feedback. So by the time...
Saka yung preparation mo is nandun I mean, I can only imagine kung dati third party, although nag-work naman yon. But in this case, parang nasa DNA na ng mga staff di ba? So, ang bilis nila
Yeah, they learn a lot also. Yeah. And feedback is very important
Sige. So, sinagot mo naman pero baka meron ka pang isang the big picture because yun yung last question palagi. What's the big picture?
Exactly. What we realized last year is actually we were locked down. We had to stay home. We had to stay home to be safe. But we had to move forward looking at the big picture of what's happening, diba? Kasi everybody is experiencing what we are experiencing inside our homes. And one thing that really struck me is that the inspiration, if it's important pre-pandemic, it was very important that the inspiration and reaching out to mentor one another should be there. So tuloy-tuloy yon, we had to do, actually in a week, probably we were doing 2 branding mentoring for free for 5 companies, for example, in a week. And then for PFA naman, March 25, we started already our first online webinar. Mabilis, parang 1 week lang, we already launched it, and then it went on for, I think, 6 months. And then we went into another big project. But what I learned also, Lloyd, that I want to share, it's funny because I was writing yung second book ko. Kasi magpa-promote talaga ako.
Oh, please, go, please. Nahanapan ko nga ng poster yan Ba't talaga poster?
Oo nga. So anyway, the one in the video is a small entrepreneur's journey, because I'm a business person, or I'm an entrepreneur first and foremost. So I cannot, do a lot of mentoring naman if I'm needed in the office. So I have to write my journey, all of the lessons that I've learned in the past, when I published this 2016, so past 16 years. And a lot of parang pragmatic strategies is here. And then we
The other one, what was the first book prior to the small entrepreneur's journey?
this is the first one. So this is
The
about
first
my
one.
journey talaga. And then
The other one.
correct. Then the second book is Yes, the Filipino Brand Can. So we were supposed to launch Yes, the Filipino Brand Can in March. But then I think last week of March, tapos nag-lockdown, these were left in the printing press. So nung nagkaroon na ng transport and all, and people, yung staff ng printing press are able to go back, that's June na. So we launched this book. This is actually stories of different brands that has the same vision of bringing the Filipino brand outside the country. So we have here Bench, Jollibee, Max's, Karimadon, Malagos, Mamasitas, RFM, Philippine brand, Binalot, Bibingkinita. So these brands are actually the ones who were able to make it overseas also. But these are all manufactured in the Philippines. And I'm very excited with this kasi I did the interview one-on-one with the CEOs. So even with Jollibee, I was able to interview Sir Tony Tancakchong, and his sharings are really very very humble siya, very sincere as a person. So nakaka-starstruck din ang mga entrepreneurs who started also their journeys, and they were telling me, oh, it's the same DNA, no, pa iba-iba lang yung time, iba-iba lang yung
Right. And also, I mean, regardless if there is or there's no pandemic, I think the storytelling cannot go out of fashion, di ba? I mean, yung story, yung inspiration, yung lahat ng wisdom that we have gotten since we started, nandiyan yun. Yung mga sinasabi ko, probably we have lost some, like couple of livelihood products businesses, pero at the end of the day the story is still there, di ba? So pagbalik noon, yun pa din, story pa din yan. In fact, nadagdagan pa nga yung story.
Yes, and the basic lessons still applies as yung tenacity mo, yung how entrepreneurs are able to cope nang hindi, kasi we can see already, nakakatuwa nga when during the time that they nag-lockdown, March, April, and I can see a lot of my friends, same industry, and they were telling me, kasi we're producing sanitizers, but also Lloyd, in April we started Oryspa Healthcare, which produces alcohol in gallons to be supplied to LGUs and hospitals. Pero I had to wait because at that time, sabi ko, timing is always needed, no? Parang in everything that you do, really timing counts. So I had to wait before doing that, rather than parang nag-aagawan, diba? And that people are getting advantage, opportunistic yung strategy.
Right. Saka minsan parang anong tawag dito, yung mabilis na reaction, too fast, like
knee-jerk, di ba?
Yeah. Correct. Anyway, sige. Thank you so much, Sherill. Website you want to promote, social media you want people to follow, please?
Yes, so they can visit Oryspa at www.oryspa.com, and we're very active in Facebook and Instagram. In Facebook, you just look us up Oryspa, and at IG it's Oryspa PH. Yeah, my Instagram is I am Sherill Quintana.
Okay, para sa mga mentoring yan. Sige.
Para sa mga and para sa mga gustong mag-avail ng books. So we still have, these are self-published, Lloyd, no? So naman ang hirap pag self-published, because you also are the ones who promote your your books.
I know. My 17 books is self-published. So can you imagine?
Correct.
Sige. And we'd like to see more of you and your advocacy for sure here on the new channel, but that will be for another day to discuss. But I would like to thank you for coming over and for sharing your insights in this show. Really appreciate your time.
Thank you so much.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's Sherill Quintana, CFE, Certified Franchise Executive, also President of Philippine Franchise Association, an award-winning entrepreneur at entrepreneur na may pusong Filipino talaga, no? Talagang ready to conquer the world. I'd like to thank our presenter, Puzzle Box BPO Inc., also sponsored by Aliaga Rice Supply, Mr. Rice, and Well Life. We also would like to thank PAP, SPALP, and Step Back Leadership. Maraming salamat po sa lahat ng mga nanood. Don't go away because After Shift is next. Also, watch our shows on a Thursday. Please do find time to tune into TNC, hashtag TNC Now. On Thursdays, we have U-Turn, HR Hotline, The Home Buyer, Market Leader, of course, my show, Mental Shift, YOLO, and TNC Marketplace. In the meantime, I would like to say goodbye to everyone. Have a good night. I'm going to see you again tomorrow. Have a great one. Bye-bye.